Hello everybody, how you doing today? Welcome back to Lloyd's Everyday English, the channel where I help to take your English to the next level with lessons like this one. If you have not subscribed yet, just hit that subscribe button. It takes a second, it's free. And another thing which is free, of course, is hitting that like button, the thumbs up button. That really helps as well. So, today, what are we looking at? We're going to be looking at an agony aunt letter, or a letter to an agony aunt. Now, you might not have heard of an agony aunt before, so I'll explain that a little bit in a moment. Well, to keep it simple, an agony aunt, agony is a lot of pain, right? An aunt is short for auntie. So, obviously it's not your real auntie, probably. But this is a person who gives you advice about some personal problems in your life, often related to romance, to family, to maybe finances, job, whatever, things, personal things in someone's life. An agony aunt. So these are really popular in British newspapers. There's a very famous one which has been going for many years called Dear Deirdre. Got a bit of alliteration there, right? Dear Deirdre. And so Deirdre is the person who is the agony aunt. There's several others as well at different newspapers. And Deirdre's job is to give advice to people. Now, of course, these people who write the letters are anonymous. Yeah, they are anonymous. So we don't know their identity, which makes them a little bit more open and comfortable to share, because often they share pretty crazy things about what's going on in their life. And today's story is a pretty crazy one, as we'll look at in a moment. Let me just say hello to a few people who are watching live. We have Benjamin, welcome to you. Mohammed, what's going on? Lolly, always happy to see you in France. Ingrid's over in Colombia. We have, Benjamin says, what's the mean? Well, you'd rather say, what is the meaning? The meaning, okay. Or you could say, what does something mean? Okay, let's say it one of those two ways. So you could say, what does so far so good mean? Or what is the meaning of so far so good? Well, so far so good is a really nice response you can use when things are going well. You're having a good day, and somebody, so far, until now, and somebody says, hey, how's your day going? You can say, oh, so far so good. So far so good. It's a really nice natural response, actually. Angela, hello to Austria. Welcome. Very nice to see you. And Sergio is here as well. Very nice to see everybody. So whether you're watching live or in the replay, great to have you here. And why don't we take a look here? So we'll go on to the... Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. But firstly, let me just explain again what an agony aunt is. And by the way, I will make this document a PDF, and I'll leave it in our private group a little bit later. If you're not a member in our private community, you can join by clicking the link in the description of this video. All the information is on the website there, EnglishTVLive.com. So an agony aunt, someone who is good, hopefully good, professional person at giving advice to others who are having trouble in their personal life. So that's it. We actually have an episode from the English TV Live podcast where I think it was Diana and Emma who were acting as agony aunts we asked a bunch of our followers and members to send in some questions anonymously, and they gave some advice. This was a while ago. Maybe, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe? I'll see if I can dig up the link for you, and I can leave it in the description of this video if you're interested. So, agony aunt, that's what an agony aunt is. Let me know in the comments, by the way, are you good at giving advice? Are you the type of person that when your friends or family are in need, in a difficult spot, difficult situation, they come to you for advice? Or is there someone that you go to for advice? Maybe let us know in the comments. And Ingrid says, yeah, I think just before I mentioned that, so she said, as far as I remember, there is an episode in the ETL podcast with Diana and Emma where they talk about agony aunts. Exactly, yes. And they act as agony aunts, I believe, in that episode. It was a very nice one, as far as I remember. A while ago, but definitely check it out. It's good fun. Good listening practice, of course. So, by the way, here's... so this is on this agony aunt can be found in the Sun newspaper. I seem to be using the Sun a lot recently. I think it's just because it has a lot of very casual slang and vocabulary. So if you go into the Sun, you can find the Dear Deirdre section here, okay? But many British newspapers have these types of agony aunts, different names, of course, but this is just a very famous one. And you can see, this is the one we're going to look at today. This man has a difficult situation. I need to break the news to my daughter, so I need to tell my daughter that I love her childhood friend. Goodness me. Don't worry, the friend is over 18. But still, still pretty crazy. And we have, oh, hold on. Let me just, accidentally went back there. Let's see, so usually very crazy headlines about all different things. My phobia of needles is stopping me from getting the COVID vaccine. So this is a letter somebody wrote to Deirdre. Oh dear. And it's often very scandalous stuff. My husband sends sexts, and naked selfies to his colleague. Oh dear, that is not good. A sext, you know what a sext is, by the way? A sext is a text message, I guess, related to sex. Maybe like naked pictures, something like that. Or naughty messages. Sexting is the slang word you can use. What else do we have? Okay, often stuff about sex. My husband watches a lot of gay porn. Would he rather be with a man? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look good in your situation. There was another interesting one about it. There was a doctor. There was something about someone being in love with their doctor. So you can see there's all these different ones, and it's definitely it's a good laugh. I mean, not that we should laugh. Oh, here we go. I've fallen madly in love with my handsome doctor. Now, these are not the real photos of the people, of course, but yeah, it's pretty interesting to read some of these. So the one we're looking at today is this one. Okay, Dear Deirdre, I need to break the news to my daughter that I love her childhood friend. So we're going to read through this, break down the vocabulary, and as we go along, I would like to hear your advice. If you were the agony aunt, or agony uncle, I guess, what advice would you give to this man? So this is a pretty, I guess you could call this a clickbaity headline. Kind of gets your attention. So let's read his letter. Again, these are not their real pictures, but like older man and a younger woman. Dear Deirdre, I don't know how to tell my daughter that I'm in love with her childhood friend. I was with my children's mother for 19 years, including while my daughter was at school with the woman I now love. So the woman that he has fallen in love with, he has known her since she was a little girl. Now he didn't fall in love with her then, I don't think, but he's known this woman he's fallen in love with, who's now I think 26, something like that. He's known her since she was a little girl because she's been lifelong friends with his daughter. So a little bit creepy. He's known her since she was a child, and now she's not a child anymore. So firstly, what is this? Break the news. Okay, so this is in the headline. To break the news to somebody. this means to tell somebody some bad news. And this is some news is not easy to tell the person, this thing. So to break the news to somebody. For example, I hate to break the news to you like this, but I saw your girlfriend with another guy last night. And I mean, what other examples? See if you can leave some other examples in the comments. But, maybe a doctor could break the bad news about a diagnosis to the patient. I mean, there's different situations, of course, but when you have to give some difficult news. Okay. My wife and I split. It's another word for broke up. Split. Split or split up. You can say either way. After I found her secret email account and messages that proved she had been sleeping with a guy from work. Oh dear. Back then, I was never attracted to this girl, the girl he's now fallen in love with. To me, she was simply my daughter's best friend. We kept in touch because she would often pop in to see our daughter. We would always chat, but it was never flirty. Flirty is kind of when you talk to somebody in a kind of attracted, romantic way. Like, hey, how you doing? Now she is 26 and I am 49. So what's that? That's 23-year difference or age gap. A couple of weeks ago, she popped over to see my daughter, but she was running late back from work, so I sat with her while she waited. So let's just take a break here and just look at some of the vocab we've had so far. So she was running late. Running late's a good way to explain that you're just going to be late. I'm running late. Sorry, I'm running late. Can you just wait? Can we meet a little bit later? So, as we mentioned here, to split or to split up, so you can say it either way. This is another way, pretty common in England. I'm not sure if it's maybe not as common in the USA, but break up with, usually for a romantic partner, but it can also be used for, I was thinking about this, it can be used for bands as well, pop bands, rock bands. They split up. So for example, the world was shocked when the Beatles split up in 1970. There was also there's several examples of this, right? When the bands split up, they break up, everybody's brokenhearted. The fans, I mean. Those two keep splitting up and getting back together again. A couple in this case. Or somebody says, I want to split up. This isn't working for me anymore. So it's another way to say break up, to split up. And to be sleeping with someone, you can probably guess what this means, but it's kind of a more, less direct way, although it's still pretty direct, but it's a slightly less direct way to say somebody is having sex with somebody regularly, a sexual relationship. So are they sleeping together, right? Because it sounds innocent, just sleeping, right? Sounds innocent, just sleeping together. I mean, it could be that, but usually if we say sleeping together, it means something a little bit different. So I'm pretty sure they're sleeping together. What do you think? For example. Or, are you sleeping with her? Are you sleeping with him? Be honest. You often see that in TV shows and movies. And then he mentioned that this girl, he often saw her because she would pop in or pop over or pop round to visit his daughter because they were, they are best friends. So you can use either of the, not either, any of these are fine. Pop in, pop over, pop round. They're basically all the same. And these mean to visit, usually to visit somebody's house, could just be to visit where somebody is, maybe at a party or a restaurant, usually for somebody's house. And it's often for a short visit. So, I'll pop in later tonight. I have something to give to you. Or can I pop in tonight? I need to talk to you. I need some advice, or I want to show you something, or whatever it might be. So really nice natural phrasal verb here. Pop in, pop round, pop over. Any of these are okay. Okay, let's come back to the article then. So, what is going to happen next? What is going to happen next? Let's see. So, a couple of weeks ago, this girl popped over to see my daughter. But she was running late, back from work. The daughter was running late. So, I sat with her while she waited. So, imagine we have this man, the father, and his daughter's best friend. They're just sitting together, alone. What could happen? It felt very comfortable, he says, though I found myself admiring how gorgeous she was. So he says he had never really thought about her in that way before. But suddenly, he was looking at her and he thought, wow, she is gorgeous. By the way, this word gorgeous, it's a great word. Obviously means that someone is really beautiful. But just be careful with this word, because I have heard some people use it in a strange way. Some people, so some English learners I mean. So gorgeous, it's usually for people. Gorgeous woman, gorgeous man, usually for women. It could be for men, I guess. He's gorgeous. Yeah, he's gorgeous. But also it could be a gorgeous view, a gorgeous sunset. So for beautiful things, gorgeous car, like for beautiful things, but not for anything else, really. So something you see, like for example, I've heard some people say, oh, I had a gorgeous time yesterday. That doesn't work, okay? It sounds very unnatural. So I had an amazing time. Beautiful is more flexible. I had a beautiful time, you could say. It was a beautiful trip. I wouldn't say it was a gorgeous trip, okay? Just something specific is gorgeous. Gorgeous, and be careful with the pronunciation. Gorgeous. Okay, well, before we see what happens, on their little meeting, let me just come back to the comments here. Angela says, it seems that I'm an agony aunt. Okay, just be careful. Agony with an A at the beginning. Sometimes it feels like being a moral rubbish bin. Goodness me. Of course, I appreciate the confidence of friends and family members, but sometimes it can be very exhausting. Yeah, I can imagine if people feel comfortable and confident talking to you about their problems, it probably gets a little bit exhausting if you are always the one that people come to, right, for advice and everything. Because you have your own life and your own situation and problems and everything yourself. And a moral rubbish bin. Maybe you could say an emotional rubbish bin. Might sound a bit better instead of moral. So everyone just empties all their emotions and troubles and worries onto you. That does sound a bit tiring. Can you use break up with friends to end a friendship? Not really. Sounds a little bit strange. Generally just for romantic relationships. Yeah, we broke up. They broke up. They split up. We split up. Friendships, it doesn't quite work. I say maybe we ended our friendship, or we drifted apart, or we stopped hanging out, something like that. My cat popped up in my house after 4. Oh, jeez. So not popped up. Popped up is like, whoa, appeared. But it popped. Okay, actually, maybe you could say that. The cat popped up. Popped up again. Maybe the cat popped into your house after 4 years of disappearance. Goodness me. So my cat popped into the house suddenly after disappearing for 4 years. Goodness me. A couple of weeks ago, and now he loves it. Yes. So I know what you mean. A little bit speedy, huh? A little bit speedy. So let's see what's going to happen next. So he's sitting there on the couch with her. So she asked me why I hadn't dated since the divorce. So remember, he he found out that his wife had been cheating on him, and he broke up with her. He was obviously very upset about that. He said, "I surprised myself when I admitted I was so hurt after the breakup, I suppose I wouldn't know how to connect with anyone again." And then, so he's being very vulnerable, very open with this girl. "Without saying a word, she got up from her chair and came to sit on my lap." Your lap, right? "She tilted my chin towards her and kissed me." Wow, it's like something from a movie. So she just went over onto his lap and kissed him. I kissed her back, and to my surprise, it felt right. We have been texting every day since. I don't know if they've been sexting as well. I've not taken it any further at the moment because I respect her. I don't want her to think I'm only using her to get my leg over. Okay, what is this one again? I think this means this is a British expression which means to have sex, I think. Get my leg over. I think that's right. Let's just double check that. Hopefully Google will not show anything to... Yeah, have sex. Of a man. As vulgar slang. Vulgar, very rude slang. So when a man just wants to have sex, get his leg over. Like, not anything more special than that. I know it sounds ludicrous. Ludicrous means... That's another word, actually. We can add that to the list. Ludicrous means crazy. Ridiculous. It's also the name of a rapper as well. Ludicrous. Ludicrous. Totally crazy. Okay, I don't want her to think I'm only using her for sex, to get my leg over. I know it sounds ludicrous, crazy, but I really feel we could have a future together. Okay, it's pretty fast. Let me know what you think about this guy in the comments. Maybe you have some advice for him. My biggest concern is my daughter. I hope she would be happy that I have found someone. She's always asking me when I'm going to get back out there. But this definitely isn't what she was thinking. She didn't mean it. So we'll look at this vocabulary in a moment. I know she would be shocked and maybe a bit hurt. So how do I break the news to her without wrecking our relationship? So we will look at what Deirdre has to say in a moment. I'm curious to hear what you think. But let's just come back. There's some more vocabulary we didn't get to. So... tilt something. So you remember when he was on the couch and he was telling her how he had a very difficult time since his wife and him broke up, divorced. This young woman, came over to him on his lap and tilted his chin, I guess, up towards her, right? Now, to tilt something means to move something slightly in an upwards or downwards position. So there's many situations when you could use this. Maybe imagine you're on a plane and you tilt your chair back, or tilt your head up, tilt your head down. Maybe when you're at the hairdresser could say, "Could you just tilt your head down, please?" Okay. Another example. Let me show you, just to visualize it a bit more. This is my laptop stand here. So I use this for my laptop usually. And so I can tilt it up or down. Tilt it up or down. Tilt your head up, tilt your head down. So in this case, the lady tilted his chin, I think, up. Doesn't say. That's the word, what the word means. And then, okay, here's an example. I think you need to tilt the painting up a little on the right side, just to make it even. So imagine there's a painting which is kind of uneven. You need to tilt it up on the right side, maybe. To take something further. So he said something. He said, what did he say? He said, I've not taken it any further. This is kind of, I've not taken it any further. This is kind of a way someone might speak sometimes. I've not taken it any further, so I haven't. It's not technically grammatically correct, but some people speak like this. I've not taken it any further. So in this case, he's talking to take something to the next level, I guess. But it's usually next more serious level. It could be romantically. Shall we take this relationship to the next level? Shall we be more serious? Or you can also take some. Shall we take our relationship further? Also, if you have a complaint with an organization, and maybe you're not satisfied with the situation, you want to take it further, more serious. Maybe you want to talk to the manager or someone in a higher position. Unless someone fixes my problem today, I'll have no choice but to take this issue further and get my lawyer involved. Really good expression here. So he was saying that his daughter felt sorry for him, of course, and said he should get back out there. She encouraged him to get back out there. Now, to get back out there, another way you can say is to get back on the horse. Get back on the horse. Now, this means basically to start dating again after a breakup. So imagine somebody breaks up, maybe they're feeling down in the dumps, maybe depressed, but if they need to get back out there, start dating and meeting new people, new women in his case. So, for example, it's been 6 months already since you split up, yeah? It's time to get back out there, man. It's time to get back out there, man. You hear this a lot in movies and TV shows as well. Listen out for it. Now, he's worried that if he breaks the news that he's in love with this friend, that it might wreck his relationship with his daughter. Now, to wreck means to destroy something, to totally destroy something. Imagine there's a car crashes and totally it's wrecked, it's destroyed. Or maybe a bulldozer goes into a building to destroy it, to wreck. The building is wrecked. Something is wrecked. You drop your laptop off the 10th floor and then you go downstairs and it's wrecked. Something's destroyed. Now, relationships or physical things can be wrecked. I hope you can forgive me, and this doesn't wreck our chances. You can wreck chances, wreck an opportunity. So it's not only physical things. Wreck a chance, wreck an opportunity, wreck something physical. Wreck our chances of fixing our relationships. I don't know what happened in this hypothetical story. And then we have the age gap. So when you describe the difference in age between two people, most commonly in a relationship, but also you can talk about siblings as well. Maybe you have a big age. I have my younger sister and we have a big age gap, about almost 14 years, for example, but also for dating. So what do you think about age gaps, by the way? Let me know in the comments. Despite a 20-year age gap, they are a great couple. And okay, just a few more things here. So he said he didn't want to get he didn't want to get ahead of himself. Oh, okay, no, okay, let's come back to the advice. But let me know your opinion first. What advice you would give to this man, and then we will read Deirdre's advice. What a way of shooting the breeze. Okay, but that's a very, very comfortable way to shoot the breeze. To have definitely not a very break the ice, you could say as well. It's another way. They're just sitting there and then. I don't think there is a good way to break the news to her. Okay, so you think whatever happens, it's going to be. It's not. she's not going to be happy. There's no good, and that's often the case, right? Sometimes there's no good way to break the news to somebody. Very well said, Mohammed. I think he doesn't have to worry. He doesn't. I don't, you don't, we don't, he doesn't have to worry. She doesn't. It doesn't. I think he doesn't have to worry about her daughter, his daughter. The family should have no say in the matter. Okay, it's not their business. Instead, I think his new girlfriend has to talk with his friend first. Okay, so you think it's not his responsibility. The new girlfriend, maybe girlfriend, should talk to the friend. Okay, but then maybe the daughter could say, "Why didn't you tell me, Dad? Why did she tell me?" She might be more upset. I don't know. Taking things further seems like a lot of work to me. It can be, definitely. Sergio has he's the agony uncle here. He doesn't seem to really need any advice with a C. Advise with an S is the verb. He doesn't really need any advice, actually. Not about the whole situation, at least. He's only asking how to tell his daughter the truth. Being honest is maybe the best thing he can do about it. Okay. Nice advice. Just be careful. Advice and advise. The age gap with my sister is small, not shallow. I wouldn't say shallow. In this case, they have an age gap of 23 years, I think we said. So let me know what you think about that. All right, let's see what Deirdre says. Well, she's got quite a short reply here, but still, let's take a look. So this is Deirdre says, relationships with a large age gap can work as long as you want the same things. Yeah, I think I agree with that. My support pack explains this in more details. I think she has some product or something that she sent to this guy. Maybe he paid for it. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about there. But you might be getting ahead of yourself. You might be getting ahead of yourself. You are in the very early stages of getting to know this girl. And what you don't know is if she sees this as anything more than a fling. So he's getting very serious already. They've only kissed once, I think, and he's already in love with her. He's already thinking about a relationship, everything, but maybe it's a bit soon. Your first move should be asking how she feels. In terms of telling your daughter, be prepared that you may not get the reaction you want, but she will respect you more if you are open and honest. So she recommends that he should be honest with her. And some more good vocabulary here. You might be getting ahead of yourself. Now, to get ahead of yourself, really good expression. I recommend you remember this one. To get too excited or confident about something too early, okay? Before this thing has had time to develop. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it won't be successful. Maybe it will fail. So, sometimes in life we get too excited about something too early. And so we could say we're getting ahead of ourselves, right? So getting ahead, you're looking too much into the future instead of focusing on right now. So, for example, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but after our first date, I think she may be the one. Don't get ahead of yourself yet. We still have a lot of work to do before this project can be a success. Okay? So it can be for projects, businesses, etc. And then the last one, a fling. So Deirdre said, maybe this girl is not looking for anything serious, maybe just a fling. And a fling means a brief romantic time between two people, usually two people. For example, a few weeks, maybe a few months, but it's not anything serious. So these people, if they're having a fling, one or both people, usually both people, maybe just one, usually both people are not looking for anything too serious. They're just having fun together, dating each other, but it's not a serious commitment. So, for example, the two lived on different corners of the globe and knew their holiday romance could be nothing more than a fling. So we often hear about holiday flings. People meet on a holiday, they have a fling, maybe not anything serious, because they both have to go back to their countries afterwards. Although the world is becoming a smaller place now with modern technology. I'm not looking for anything more serious than a fling right now. This is what somebody could say. It's like, hey, yeah, no, if you want something more serious, I can't offer that. I only can offer a fling right now. Maybe not the thing that you want to hear. And then we have this word here, ludicrous, totally crazy. That's a ludicrous idea. That's a ludicrous decision. So when something is totally ridiculous and crazy, you can use this word ludicrous. And I'll tidy this up. I'll make it bigger and give an example in the PDF, which I can share later on in our private group. So that is about it. Any final thoughts, anybody? What do you think about Deirdre's advice? I feel like she's using him and nothing more. Okay. Another way we could say that he's getting ahead of himself. He's jumping the gun. Jumping the gun. And sometimes people do this, right? Men and women. They get too invested too soon. You know, instead of just taking their time, just letting the romance evolve, right? Because it takes time for people to really get to know each other, to develop the relationship, to develop the feelings. It's not just like, oh, you just meet and then, I mean, it could happen, but these things take time. And so patience is the way to go, I would say. If I were to talk to this this guy, I'd say, hey, just get to know each other a little bit more, slow down. Any other thoughts before we go? I think this, the reason I chose this one is because, well, it's kind of interesting, but also because had a lot of really good vocabulary. So why don't we just look one more time there? So we had agony aunt, okay, that's the person who gives advice. To break the news to somebody, to tell somebody difficult news. Split up, another way to say break up. Sleep together, having a sexual relationship. Pop in, pop over, pop round to visit somebody. Tilt something up or down, move something slightly up or down. Take something further, make it more serious. Get back out there. Really good one. Start dating again. Wreck something, destroy something like a relationship or your dreams, your opportunity. Age gap, difference in age between two people. Fling, a non-serious relationship. And ludicrous, something totally crazy. Crazy, ludicrous idea, for example. Alright everybody, hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. That really helps this channel a lot. Check out our private community as well if you're not a member yet. It's called English TV Live. We have live lessons every day, live streams, and also lessons, group classes on Zoom, and a private WhatsApp group. I think you'll really like it, but check out the description. Check the link and you can find out more information there. But thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you all again very soon. Have a wonderful rest of the day, wonderful weekend if you're watching this live, and I'll be back again very soon. Bye-bye.